Hello, and thank you for tuning in. You are tuned into Esoteric Guidance, and we are going to go ahead and continue our journey through the book of Jubilees. Okay, and so thank you so much, subscribers, new subscribers, returning listeners. Thank you. Okay, uh, we have the part three of manifest, which is for divine unions, which is manifesting your divine masculine or your divine feminine, whichever you are not. Okay. Again, as a reminder, that has nothing to do with what's between your legs. Okay. Um, Anything else that I want to go over first? Oh, also another synchronicity from the part two is paying attention to the names of those individuals that you have dated. Okay, so paying attention to duplicate names. So I have dated two Melindas, and in fact, I also dated for a short period of time. It was probably the shortest relationship. Yeah, probably the shortest relationship or close to it that I've ever had. My relationships run years. Okay, my daughter Alexis's mother, we dated from 17, for my age of 17, she was 16, till 20, till I was 20 and went into the military. Okay, and the only reason why that stopped is because she was afraid to leave her mother and father and come to Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Okay, so a Melinda, and a Linda. Okay, just as a reminder, also to show synchronicities, Kevin, the sperm donor, Judy, Janice, Janet. Okay, and then of course all the other women that were on the lower staff of his polygamous activity for 33 years. Okay, 33, maybe a little more than 33 years. It started in the late 70s, maybe 1980. Okay, until he was incarcerated in 2014. Okay, now he's serving a 40 to 60 year sentence in a Michigan State prison in Saginaw. You can look his name up, Kevin Nehru Thomas. You can also look the case up. It's public record from Detroit, Michigan. Kevin Nehru Thomas versus the state of Michigan. Okay. I'm happy to say that I did my spiritual duties as the earthly Sanhedrin Council. The Sanhedrin Council are the spiritual judges. There are 70 of them. 70. Okay. Of them. You might be a life path 7, as I am. Successful in putting him away for 40 to 60 years. Okay, that was without a trial. Had there been a trial, it might be a life sentence or 80 years or something like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get a recap here. I'll read the last little paragraph here to catch us up to where, just to refresh us from yesterday, where we left off before we go into the next section. Okay. So again, thank you so much as always for tuning in, okay, and sharing your energy and your love with me. I share mine with you. And in the 5th year, make ye the release, so that ye release it in righteousness and uprightness. And ye shall be righteous, and all that you plant will prosper. For thus did Enoch, the father of your father command Methuselah, his son, and Methuselah, his son Lamech. And Lamech commanded all the things which his fathers commanded him. And I also will give you commandment, my sons, as Enoch commanded his sons in the first Jubilees, whilst still living the 7th in his generation. He commanded and testified to his son and to his son's sons until the day of his death. Okay? So let's move on to the next section. Okay. And so we are on to the genealogy and descendants of Shem, Noah, his sons, and his sons divide the earth. Okay. I have a feeling that we're going to be doing with a lot of begats here. Let me see. Like, he begat him, he begat him, he begat him. It doesn't look like it, so that's a good thing because I wouldn't, I wouldn't want to bore you to sleep. I could talk about accounting if I wanted to bore you to sleep. Um, so in the 29th Jubilee, in the first week, in the beginning thereof, Parshad took to himself a wife, and her name was Rasuja, okay, the daughter of Susan. Any of the names that I mentioned, dates, times, locations, and anything that I share, not just from the canonical text, but just from my throat chakra as spiritual downloads, and any video that I post might be significant for you. So, yeah, okay. The daughter of Elam, and bare him a son in the third year in this week, and he called his name Kainam. And the son grew, and his father taught him writing, and he went to seek for himself a place where he might seize for him a city. And he found a writing which former generations had carved on the rock. Okay, we know that archaeologists today, we found these carvings. We've uncovered a lot of these carvings, okay? And he read what was thereon, and he transcribed it and signed. It says, and send owning to it. Transcribed it and send owing to it. For it contained the teachings of the watchers. Oh, that makes sense. Teachings of the watchers, in accordance with which they used to observe the omens of the sun and moon and the stars and all the signs of heaven. Okay, so we are literally talking about the sketches of the Egyptians and things of that nature right here, that again are still being discovered today. Okay, many of which we have access to today via the World Wide Web. Okay. And he wrote it down and said nothing regarding it, for he was afraid to speak to Noah about it, lest he should be angry with him on account of it. And in the 30th year, Jubilee, in the second week, in the first year thereof, he took to himself a wife, and her name was Maacah, the daughter of Medah, the son of Japheth. Japheth is extremely significant, or at least that the spirit of Japheth has spoken out for me, or called out to me, okay, in recent months. Okay? Again, that might be something for you to also look into. And in the fourth year he begat a son, and called his name Shelah. And for he said, truly I have been sent. And in the fourth year he was born, and Shelah grew up and took to himself a wife, and her name was Muak, and the daughter of Chesed, his father's brother, in the 130th Jubilee, in the 5th week, in the first year thereof. And I have to use my finger because the lines are so close together. I jump lines and things like that. So just to keep track, to help me read smoother. Okay. There are skills that we learned in elementary school that we still use today. Not algebra or parallelograms. Okay, but other things. um, and she bare him a son in the 5th year thereof, and he called his name Eber. And he took unto himself a wife, and her name was Azurad, the daughter of Nibrod, in the 32nd Jubilee, in the 7th week, in the 3rd year thereof. And in the 6th year thereof, she bare him a son, and called his name Peleg. For in the days when he was born, the children of Noah began to divide the earth amongst themselves, for the reason he called his name Peleg. And they divided it secretly amongst themselves, and told it to Noah. And it came to pass in the beginning of the 33rd Jubilee, that they divided the earth into 3 parts, for Shem and for Ham and for Japheth, according to the inheritance of each. In the 1st year, in the 1st week, when one of us who had been sent was with them. And he called his sons, and they drew nigh to him, they and their children, and he divided the earth into those lots, which his 3 sons were to take in possession. And they reached forth their hands, and took the writing out of the bosom of Noah, their father. And there came forth on the writing of Shem's lot, a burp coming. Yeah, that's not a confirmation burp. I had a protein shake this morning. It was a vegan protein shake. I'm not a vegan, but I wanted to try it. So I bought it a couple of days ago. So again, okay. And perhaps that's something someone else needs to do. Again, I'm not a vegan. I look forward to my pizza once a month, and I bought some hamburger this month actually, and so I've had red meat this month, which I've gone months without red meat, but I'm not a vegan. Okay, just to cleanse the energy from time to time, cleanse your body, right? That's what it is. Okay, you don't have to be a hardcore vegan to cleanse your body on a regular basis. And then there came forth on the writing of Shem's lot, the middle of the earth, middle of the mountain range of Rana, or Rapha. Is that Rapha or Rapha? Oh, Rapha. Okay. From the mouth of the water, from the river Tina, and his portion goeth towards the west through the midst of the river, and it extendeth till it reaches the water of the abysses, out of which the river goeth forth, and poureth as its water into the sea Neav. And this river floweth into the great sea, and all that is towards the north of Japheth's, and all that is towards the south belong to Shem. By the way, before the flood, the earth was the land mass, the dirt of the earth, of this planet, was all one land mass. Okay? After the flood, lands were divided. Okay? And I remember as a kid looking at a globe and with my whatever mind seeing how the pieces fit together, how it could fit together as one landmass. That's what it was. I didn't realize what I was seeing, but that's what it was in the beginning. Okay. Poureth the waters, and the river floweth, Japheth's. All right. And it extended till it reacheth Carasso. This is in the bosom of the tongue. Alexa, what is considered the tongue of the planet?
From oldingsnature.org. The blue whale, the largest animal on the planet.
Cancel. Okay. So that's not going to get you. I was curious to know what the tongue is. And maybe I'll look that up later. Okay. Which looketh towards the south. And his portion extendeth along the great sea, and it extendeth in a straight line till it reaches the west of the tongue, which looketh towards the south. For this sea is named the tongue of the Egyptian sea. Oh, okay, all right. And it turneth from here towards the south, towards the mouth of the great sea, of the shore of its waters, and extendeth to the west Afra. I'm sure that's Africa. And it extendeth till it reaches the waters, because that's where Egypt is, obviously. It's in the northeast. Okay? Till it reaches the water of the river Gihon. And to the south, the waters of Gihon, to the banks of the river, and it extendeth towards the east till it reaches the Garden of Eden. To the banks of this river, and it extendeth towards the east till it reaches the Garden of Eden, to the south thereof, to the south and from the east of the whole land of Eden, and of the whole cast, it turneth to the east, and exceedeth till it reaches the east of the mountain named Rapha. By the way, when I came in I went to the store this morning. I don't recall what my total was. I like to give numbers. Again, I'm big on numerology and synchronicities of numbers and things like that. So I normally give receipt totals and things. I don't remember what it was today. It was 5. I don't want to guess. But it was 5 something. Okay? Also earlier, there's something about 5 today. There's something about 5 today. Alexa, what time is it? Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 12:28 p.m.
Okay. There's something about 5 today. Okay. So when we were doing I was recording the part 3 for the divine masculine, divine feminine manifestations, how to go about that, and sharing tools, techniques, ways to go about manifesting your divine masculine, your divine feminine. The first thing you need to do is take out all the trash. You need to be celibate for a while. You need to be single for a while. You need to be clear. Can you imagine the purity you need to be in order to invite Yeshua into your house? Okay? That's the purity that your divine masculine or divine feminine is coming at you with. And your house needs to be that pure. Okay? So celibacy. Okay? Again, here, me on my 3rd stint, first 2 stints lasted 3 years each, 2007 to 2010 and 2011 to 2014. Okay, so yeah, all right, so where are we at here? Let me find my place again here. To the east of the garden. Oh, Rapha. And it descendeth to the bank of the mouth of the river Tina. That name might be significant. It is for me. This portion, it could be Christina too. This portion came forth by the lot of Shem and his sons, that they should possess it forever until his generations forevermore. And Noah rejoiced that this portion came forth for Shem and for his sons, and he remembered all that he had spoken with his mouth in prophecy, for he had said, Blessed be the Lord God of Shem, and may the Lord dwell in the dwelling of Shem. Okay? And he knew that the Garden of Eden is the Holy of Holies, and the dwelling of the Lord, and Mount Sinai, the center of the desert, and Mount Zion, the center of the navel of the earth. Interesting. These three, I'm gonna mention something when I finish this paragraph. These three were created as holy places facing each other. And he blessed the God of gods, who had put the word of the Lord into his mouth. See, God of gods, right? Because there are other esoteric beings, okay? It's not just one. Again, that's man's philosophy and man's religion. Again, that's why the Pope confirmation with whatever that boom, brrr, whatever that is. May the shaking, the rattling of the earth, may it be so. May it be so, highest divine white light. May the words that come from your earth angels, your healers, your ascended masters in the flesh today, may the words that come from our throat chakra, may it rattle the earth, physically rattle the earth. May it. Okay? And he blessed the God of gods, who had put the word of the... My legs just got super chilly, like a chill came over my legs. Who had put the word of the Lord into his mouth, and the Lord forevermore. And he knew that a blessed portion and a blessing had come to Shem and his sons unto the generations forever, the whole land of Eden, and the whole land of the Red Sea, and the whole land of the East and India. That's where Nehru comes from. Okay, Jawaharlal Nehru was the first prime minister of India. My great-grandmother, who we called Sugarfoot, okay, had straight, she was brown-skinned, olive-skinned. She had straight down to her butt, salt and pepper hair. She's from India. Okay, so she gave Kevin the name originally when he was birthed on May 24th of 1957. Okay, he's a Gemini sun sign. That's why we're opposites. That's my moon sign. Okay, and then I received that name from him. Okay, so that's the origination of Nehru. It's India. Okay. And on the Red Sea and the mountains thereof, and all the land of Bashan, and all the land of Lebanon, and the islands of Kaftar, and excuse me, and all the mountains of Senir and Amana, and the mountains of Asher in the north, and all the land of Elam, Asher, and Babel, and Susan, and Maida, and all the mountains of Ararat, and all the region beyond the sea, which is beyond the mountains of Asher, towards the north, a blessed and spacious land, and all that is in it is very good. So the thing that I was going to mention up here, when it talks about, speaks to up here. Oh, it speaks of Mount Zion, the center of the navel of the earth. So, during my ascension over the last 3 years, started in 2021, my dark night of the soul and everything, excuse me, highest divine white light, ancestors have been showing me, or they showed me, I should say, the correlation between our physical body and this planet, okay? And again, as it is above, so it is below, okay? From the earth, from the dust of the earth did he create man. Here we go with a confirmation. The body, physical body, is 70% water. what percentage of the earth is water? Alexa, what percentage of the earth is water?
71% of Earth is covered with water, with over 96% of water being saline, held in oceans and seas. Scientists estimate that there's over 366 quintillion gallons, or 1/6,388 quintillion liters of water on Earth.
Alexa, what percentage of the body is water?
The amount of water in the human body depends on a person's age and weight, among other factors. However, water makes up between 60 to 70% of the average adult human's body.
Okay. I remember when I was in school and you're learning about anatomy and all that, I remember 70%. Okay, 70% of the earth is water, 70% of your body is water. Okay? And so the correlation between the two are significant. Okay? Here we're talking about the navel of the earth. That is between your solar plexus chakra and your sacral chakra, is where your belly button, your navel is located. Okay? And for Ham came forth the second portion beyond Gihon, towards the south of the right, to the right of the garden. It was interesting that Noah knew where the garden was and probably at that time could still see it. Isn't that interesting? Over time it became submerged in water. But yeah, okay. And extendeth towards the south, and extendeth to all the mountains of fire. And it extendeth towards the west to the sea of Atel, and extendeth towards the west till it reaches the Sea of Mauk. I'm really going to do some research and find out where all these bodies of waters are, because that's how I am. I am highly inquisitive and yeah, I'm just like that. I have always said, I've told several people that I would be a lifelong college student. I would be a lifelong student at the collegiate level if it didn't mean going into hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars of debt. I would be a lifelong student. I just enjoy that. Again, part of what I'm doing right now is learning Portuguese. Okay, and I want to be able to speak 5 languages fluently by the end of my physical days. 5. I got a lot of work to do. 5 languages. Okay? I only speak 1, and some might say I don't even speak that one very well, and that's Western English, okay? But I want to speak 5 languages fluently. Okay, Portuguese is one of those languages that I'm currently working on. Till it reaches the Sea of Mauk, that sea into which everything which is not destroyed descendeth. Oh, so maybe that's where the Garden of Eden is in the Sea of Mauk. And it goeth forth, because it wasn't destroyed, and it goeth forth towards the north to the limits of Gader, and it goeth forth to the coast of the waters of the sea of the waters of the great sea, till it dwelleth near the river of Gihon, and goeth along the river Gihon till it reaches the right of the Garden of Eden. And this is the land which came forth for Ham, and it says and this is the land which came forth for Ham as a portion which he was to occupy forever, for himself and for his sons, unto their generations forever. And for Japheth came forth the third portion beyond the river Tina and the north of the flow of its waters, and extendeth northeasterly to the whole region of Gog, G-O-G, and to all the country east thereof, so even further east than Egypt is, and extendeth northernly northerly to the north, and extendeth to the mountains of Kir, towards the north, and towards the sea of Meuk. And it goeth forth to the sea of Gadir, as far as the region of the waters of the sea. And it extendeth until it approacheth, and it extendeth until it approacheth the water of Farah, and returneth towards Apharag, and extendeth easterly to the waters of the sea of Miat, and extendeth to the region of the river Tina in a northeasterly direction, until it approaches the boundary of its waters towards the mountain Rapha, and it turneth towards rivers towards the north. Okay, and it turneth toward the north, as a period there. This is the land which came forth for Japheth and his sons as the portion of his inheritance, which he should possess for himself and his sons, and for his generation, for their generations forever. 5 great islands, and see, there's 5 there. See, 5 today, 5. When I was doing the other video, I don't think I finished that statement. When I was doing the other video, back to back, I made the mistake of saying instead of 11 months, no, instead of 12 months, I said 5 months. So that could also mean that something's being sped up. Okay, instead of 12 months, something's going 5 months. If you want to be catapulted, okay, spiritually speaking, right, to the place that you are divinely ordained to be in, into your land, you have to get on the right track. Okay? Cleanse your energy, remove what no longer serves you, people, places, habits, remove those things. I mentioned me having a protein shake this morning, including what you consume. Again, there's nothing wrong with having wine. There's nothing wrong with smoking a little bit. Not cigarettes. Okay? There's nothing wrong with smoking a little bit. But these things are not to be an hindrance or an addiction or an impediment to your journey. Okay? They are not. And a great land in the north, but it is cold, and the land of Ham is hot. That's interesting. So one's north, one's south, clearly. And the land of Shem is neither hot nor cold, but it is blended cold and hot. Okay, so let's take a look at this. 59% of my viewers are in the U.S., which is amazing to me. I love that 41% of my viewers are in other countries. That speaks so much to my diversity. I love diversity. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay? I have dated a Korean Portuguese woman. I have, again, that chill over my legs just happened again. Thank you, highest divine white light. So, in my diversity, I've dated a German woman. I've dated a Korean Portuguese combination woman. She was a fireball. Okay. She was born on 9/27. Okay, that's 999. All right. And she was born in 67. Okay. Again, I mention all these things because these synchronicities, numerologically, might be important or significant for you. I've dated 2 Latinos, two Spanish or Puerto Rican ladies. Married 2 brown women. Not at the same time, obviously. I'm not a polygamist. Let's see. Any other different? Nope. My prom date, we were not dating, but my prom date is Caucasian and Asian. Okay, was my prom date. Her name is Carrie. Okay. All right. So think about the U.S. Okay. So I can imagine, again, I'm in Arizona. I was in Florida. Those are similar heat indexes. All right. The difference to me between Florida and Arizona, first of all, in Florida, in the summertime, you can be outside. Now, granted, you will sweat and you will, yeah, you will sweat profusely. I mean, you step outside and you're immediately sweating because of the humidity. In Arizona, you can't do anything outside in the summertime. It's that hot. Average temperature 105, 107. I mean, we've had probably 4 or 5 107 to 110 days this month. I mean, you can't do anything outside. Okay? But the humidity here is like 10% in the summertime, 15% in the summertime. Not like Florida where it's 95%. Okay? So it feels different, but both climates are extremely hot in the summertime. So you're talking about comparing, let's say, Arizona. I'm in southern Arizona, so southern Arizona to, let's say, Nevada. Outside of, obviously not, well, maybe not, maybe that's not a good example. Maybe Utah or Tennessee. Okay? Yeah, maybe let's use Tennessee. So Arizona compared to Tennessee, compared to Maine or New Hampshire. Okay? They have severe winters. Okay? And it is summer up there for like 2 months. Please, Lord, highest divine white light, never send me to any of those lands for any extended period of time. I love golf and motorcycles way too much to be stuck in a winterized state where it's winter 10 months out of the year. That sucks. And I don't even use the word sucks. To me, that lifestyle sucks. Okay. So that's what I'm thinking of here. Okay, comparing Florida to Tennessee to Maine. Okay. Very, very interesting here. Where are we at? 3727. So let's take a look and see. Oh yeah. Okay, so we'll finish up this here, and then we'll stop for the day with this ancient book of Jubilees. So we are on to the next section, and this is the subdivision of the 3 portions amongst the grandchildren and the oath taken by Noah's sons. And Ham divided amongst his sons, and the first portion came forth for Cush towards the east, and to the west of him for Mizraim, and the west of him for Put, and to the west of him, and to the west thereof of the sea for Canaan. And Sheri also divided amongst his sons, and the first portion of the land, why did I say of the land, came forth for Elam and his sons to the east of the river Tigris. I knew that was going to be mentioned. Till it approaches the east, the whole, I'm sure the Nile is going to be mentioned in here somewhere too, while the whole land of India, and on the Red Sea of its coast, and the waters of Dedan, and all the mountains of Mibri, and Elah, and all the land of Susan, and all that is on the side of Farnak, to the Red Sea, and to the river Tina. And for Asher come forth the second portion, all the land of Asher and Nineveh. Heard that before, huh? And Shinar, and by the way, one of my favorite childhood books is the Chronicles of Narnia. Okay? Another is The Indian in a Cupboard, is another one of my favorite childhood books, and Where the Red Fern Grows. Those are three of my favorite childhood books. Okay. India, and it ascendeth and skirteth the river. And for Aparshad, came forth the third portion, all the land of the region of Chaldees, to the east of the Euphrates, bordering on the Red Sea, and all the waters, I hope my hand wasn't covering the mic. Where am I at here? And all the waters of the desert, close to the tongue of the sea, which looketh towards Egypt, all the land of Lebanon and Sinir and Ammanon, to the border of the Euphrates. And for Aram there came forth the fourth portion, all the land of Mesopotamia, between the Tigris and the Euphrates, to the north of the Chaldees, to the border of the mountains of Asher, and to the land of Ararat. I believe Billy Carson speaks a lot to Mesopotamia. There might be some others, but I believe Billy Carson speaks a lot to our ancestry in Mesopotamia. And there came forth for Lud the fifth portion, the mountains of Asher, and all appertaining to them, till it reacheth the great sea, and till it reaches the sea of Asher, and Asher his brother. And Japheth also divided the land of this inheritance among his sons, and the first portion came forth for Gomer, to the east, from the north side to the river Tina. And in the north there came forth Magog. Gog and Magog, we're familiar with those, right? Or they're mentioned between the religious book. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention to where the phone was. They are mentioned in the religious book, the Bible. Okay, for Magog, all the inner portions of the north, till it reaches the sea of Miet. And for Madai came forth as his portion, that he should possess from the west of his two brothers to the islands, and to the coasts of the islands. And for Javan came forth the fourth portion, every island, and the islands which are towards the border of Lud. And for Tubai, there came forth the fifth portion, in the midst of the tongue which approaches towards the border of the portion of Lud, to the second tongue, to the region beyond the second tongue, unto the third tongue. Excuse me. And for Meshach came forth the sixth portion, all the region beyond the third tongue, till it approaches the east of Gader. And for my crown chakra just went. And for, I was thinking something. And for Taurus there came forth the seventh portion, for great islands, not for F-O-R. Till it approaches the east of Gader. and see, I skipped. I skipped up. See, in the midst of the sea, which reached to the portion of Ham and the islands of Kamaturi, came out by lot for the sons of Aspershad, I'm butchering that, I'm sure, as his inheritance. And thus the sons of Noah divided unto their sons in the presence of Noah their father. Noah lived to be 900 and Enoch lived to be 930 years. Let me see how long Noah. Alexa, how long did Noah live?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor. According to the Bible, Noah lived 950 years.
Okay. Again, he got the commandment to build the ark when he was 450 years old or 430 years old or something like that. We can't imagine such an age in this lifetime, in this age. We can't imagine, no pun intended. We can't imagine such a lifespan, right? Let's see. And thus the sons of Noah divided unto their sons in the presence of Noah their father, and he bound them all by an oath, imprecating a curse on every one that sought to seize the portion which had not fallen to him by his lot. Eventually that would happen, right? So even today, man still wars over lands, especially in that part of the world, of this earth. They still war over land, boundaries, property, all that sort of thing. Okay? All for religious reasons. Most wars are fought for religious reasons, for beliefs. Okay? And they all said, so be it, for themselves and their sons forever throughout their generations, till the day of judgment, on which the Lord God shall judge them with a sword and with fire, for all the unclean wickedness of their errors, wherewith they have filled the earth with transgression and uncleanness and fornication and sin. Okay, let's check the next section before we go. Ooh, yeah. Maybe we should read this. Yeah, maybe we should. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay. All right. So Noah's sons led astray by evil spirits. Noah's prayer, Mestema, and the death of Noah. Okay, in year 950. And the third week of his Jubilee, the unclean demons began to lead astray the children of the sons of Noah, and to make to err and destroy them. And the sons of Noah came to Noah their father, and they told him concerning the demons which were leading astray and blinding and slaying his sons, and he prayed before the Lord his God and said, God of the spirits of all flesh, who has shown mercy unto me, and has saved me and my sons from the waters of the flood, and has not caused me to perish as thou didst the sons of perdition. That's everybody else. For thy grace hath been great towards me, and great hath been thy mercy to my soul. Let thy grace be lift up upon my sons, and let not wicked spirits rule over them. I think what Noah did not realize is that we all have free will, okay? And with that free will, we can worship Baal, Beliar, Lilith, Jezebel, Lucifer, Luciferians, false gods, made of brass, false gods, given ass. We can worship whoever we want to with that free will, but it would behoove us to answer the call from highest divine white light. Okay? Lest they should destroy them from the earth. But do thou bless me and my sons, that they may increase and multiply and replenish the earth. And thou knowest how thy watchers and Nephilim, the fathers of these spirits, acted in my day. And as for these spirits which are living, imprison them and hold them fast in the place of condemnation, and let them not bring destruction to the sons of thy servant, my God, for these are malignant and created in order to destroy. And let them not rule over the spirits of the living, for thou alone canst exercise dominion over them. Again, free will. Noah's not looking at free will. And let them not have power over the sons of the righteous for henceforth and forevermore. From henceforth and forevermore. And the Lord our God bade us to bind all. Okay, again, return to sender, return to sender, return to sender. Any and all witchcraft sent to the collective to bind, torture, kill physically, kill spiritually, steal, rob, destroy any satanic spirits through witchcraft, moon magic, water magic, any dark witches that send energy to us, may it be destroyed with vengeance and the sword. Okay? And that doesn't say all that here. That's my prayer. That's my declaration. And the chief of the spirits, Mestama, came and said, Lord, Creator, let some of them remain before me and let them hearken to my voice. This is just what the devil did to Job, right? We read between the religious book, that's Genesis to Revelation book, that is half truths and half lies. Okay? A half truth is a whole lie. So anyway, I won't get on that soapbox. And so he went obviously to the Father, as we read in the book of Job, and said, hello, the only reason why Job prospers as he does, the only reason why he has the gold and riches and wealth and cattle on 1,000 hills, the only reason why he has all of that is because you protect him. If you remove your protection from him, he will curse you. Do you not believe me? And highest divine white light said, let's find out. So everything from Job was taken away. Okay, including his wife, family, everything. Everything. Okay? He was basically made as a serpent to crawl about the streets. But he remained faithful. Okay? Many of us are going through our Job experience, including myself, having given everything that I owned away, including my precious Sadie, having given her away, along with motorcycle, car, pictures, painting, not pictures, I mean paintings that I've painted, all of my shoes, all of my, I love vests and bow ties, all of my vests, my bow ties, my dress clothes, everything, bed, $3,000, $4,000 bed I had, gave all of it away, furniture, everything, desk, I had a probably $3,000 executive desk in my house, gave it all away, marble table, everything, all away, when highest divine white light told me that that's what I was supposed to do, because he was going to restore to me that times 10. And again, that's how I arrived in southern Arizona 11 months ago. One suitcase. Okay? In a rental truck. And again, I say all of that because I'm sure it will resonate with many of you. Okay? The words that I speak, not just reading, but the words that I speak in general are not easy words to receive if you are karmic or you are dark energy. So the majority of people on this channel are those who are either awakening or have awakened. Okay? Chief of the spirits. Let some of them remain before me, and let them hearken to my voice, and do all that I shall say unto them. For if some of them are not, confirmation. Woo. That might have been loud in the microphone. I apologize. For if some of them are not left to me, I shall not be able to execute the power of my will on the sons of men. For these are for corruption and leading astray before my judgment, for great is the wickedness of the sons of men. Again, this is the spirit of Lucifer, Apep, Apophis, Azazel. The movie. What's the movie? Fallen with Denzel Washington and John Goodman. If you've never seen that movie, I believe it's free on YouTube. Watch that movie, and they speak to the spirit of Azazel and how that spirit it leaps spirits. It's a shapeshifter. Okay. And he said, let the 10th part of them remain before him, and let the 9 parts descend into the place of condemnation. And one of us he commanded that we should teach Noah all their medicines. For he knew that they would not walk in uprightness, nor strive in righteousness. And we did according to all his words. So the Father allowed it. Again, testing the faithfulness of his people. All the malignant evil ones we bound in the place of condemnation, and a 10th to the medicines of their diseases. Okay? So we're talking about spiritually transmitted diseases, STDs, spiritually transmitted diseases, sexually transmitted demons, or spiritually transmitted diseases. Did I say that? Or demons. Yeah. Spiritually transmitted demons, sexually transmitted demons. Okay? STDs. Together with their seductions, how he might heal them with the herbs of the earth. And Noah wrote down all the things in the book as we instructed him concerning every kind of medicine. Okay? So Noah was given this medicine book. My nose is itching. Yeah? Confirmation. Given this medicine book. Some of us are medicine men and women. Okay? I know I am. I am an unclassified herbalist. Okay? I chew on cloves. I put them in my mouth and I just let them sit there and kind of softly chew on them, bite on them, right? With cloves. Okay? I put them in my water. I'm very much into herbs and that sort of thing, and what the earth yields for the body. I am very, very, very much into that. Okay? I look forward to hearing about how my divine masculine is, sorry, I had the camera down. I look forward to hearing about how this resonates with my divine masculine. Okay? Thus, the evil spirits were precluded. Oh, by the way, here's another synchronicity for a divine masculine or divine feminine union, and recognizing a karmic and someone who is not divine. So, in my situation, okay, or my I'm going to say my greatest triumph, okay, my greatest karmic victory this lifetime, in addition to the polygamous sperm donor, right? I won victory over that dumbass a long time ago. But in regards to a romantic relationship, here's another thing to pay attention to before we finish this up. It was 104, 103, 1 minute and 4 seconds when I looked at the clock, at the video timer. The hour and 4 seconds. So again, that's a 5. There's something about 5 today. 5 today. There's something about it, I'm telling you. That's the 4th time a 5 has shown up. And it's not even... Alexa, what time is it?
It's 1:11 p.m.
Boom! 111, baby. All right. So the synchronicity, or the thing to pay attention to about karmic energy, is I was healthy. I was into all this healthiness and all of this sort of thing. I was eating salmon probably 7 times a week when I met this Scorpio. She happens to be a Scorpio sun sign. Again, your individual, your karmic relationship that you need to heal from or remove from your life, they may not be a Scorpio, but they may come with scorpionic energy. Okay? Scorpion energy, scorpionic energy is death. Okay? And death not a bad thing. Death means there's a resurrection available. Okay? Yeshua physically died. He was unalived. Okay? But that was just opportunity for highest divine white light to raise him up from the dead, just as he had done many as he walked upon this earth for 33 years, representing the 33 vertebrae in your back. Okay? So I was very healthy. She is a McDonald's, Taco Bell, KFC eating spirit. Okay? She loves eating that stuff. Okay? Loves it. To the point of, even I, in my unconditional love, if she wanted that stuff, there were times when I would have it with her, but a lot of times, if I called her and she wanted lunch, if she told me that's what she wanted, that's what she had, and I would have something else. I did get her a little more into salads and things like that, but when I met her, she was a garbage eater, straight garbage eater. Okay? Again, recognizing the differences between the divine energy and karmic energy. She could have healed those places just like your karmic person could have, but they chose not to, if they chose not to. Again, just another synchronicity for us to pay attention to. Okay? And so I'm just going to finish this up here. Thus, the evil spirits were precluded from hurting the sons of Noah, and he gave all that he had written to Shem, his eldest son, for he loved him exceedingly above all his sons. You should not have favorites. And if you do, that should never be shared. You should never, your children, your sons and daughters should never know the difference between your love for one towards another. They should never know the difference. And Noah slept with his fathers and was buried in Mount Lebar. So he's the first one who wasn't taken to Hebron. Maybe that is, they didn't say that here. Okay. In the land of Ararat. Yeah, so not Hebron. He's the first one. 950 years he completed in his life. 19th Jubilee and 2 weeks and 5 years. And in his life on earth he excelled the children of men, save Enoch, because of the righteousness wherein he was perfect. And that's highest divine white light's perfection. Again, we know Noah fell out drunk in the tent, but in highest divine white light's eyes, Noah was of perfection, all right, as Enoch was. For Enoch's office was ordained for a testimony to the generations of the world, so that he should recount all the deeds of generation unto generation till the day of judgment. And that is exactly what the book of Enoch is. All three of them. There are 3 books of Enoch. The next book that we will be covering, by the way, we have quite a ways to go here, I think, but the next book that we will be covering is the 2nd book of Enoch. Okay, if you want to look or listen to the 1st book of Enoch, you can find that playlist on this channel. Okay? Thank you so much as always for tuning in. My name is Nehru. This is Esoteric Guidance. Thank you so much again for sticking around for an hour. Perhaps you had to go, come back, listen to it some more, maybe a couple of times. Again, nothing wrong with that whatsoever. I do that myself. I hope you're doing well. I hope your energy is good. You are vibing high, and you are functioning in your highest, purest, truest self. Right? And as always, be encouraged.